Takulandirani ku AMTV Malawi kuchimake kwa nkhani zenizeni. Ngati nkhani imeneyo kuno kulibe, dziwani kuti nkhani imeneyo ndi yabodza.
2025-2026 budget performance. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to briefly highlight the performance of the 2025-2026 budget.
Order. Honor members. We have guests in the gallery. We have diplomats. Can we show some maturity, please? Both sides. Order.
Revenue performance. Mr. Speaker, sir, revenue and grants for the 2025-2026 financial year are estimated at 5.528 trillion to the end of the year, compared to the mid-year revised projection of 5.461 trillion, translating to an overperformance of 1.2%. Domestic revenue is estimated at 4.545 trillion, against the mid-year revised figure of 4.478 trillion, thereby representing a 1.5% overperformance. This rebound, Mr. Speaker, sir, in revenue performance is attributed to the policy measures that were introduced during the mid-year budget review. Tax and non-tax revenue. To the end of the year, tax revenue is estimated at 4.392 trillion, compared to the mid-year revised estimate of 4.328 trillion, while non-tax revenue is estimated at 149.5 billion. However, the likely outstanding for tax revenue during the period is estimated at 4.392 trillion, reflecting a slight overperformance of 1.5%, while non-tax revenue is estimated at 153.6 billion, representing an overperformance of 2.7%. For the fourth quarter of the financial year, tax revenue is projected at 1.214 trillion against a quarterly projection of 1.125 trillion, again translating to a 7.9% overperformance. This performance is attributed to the measures that I announced during the mid-year budget review, including the adjustment in value-added tax and the pay-as-you-earn. Grants. Mr. Speaker, sir, total revised provision for grants from foreign governments and international organizations in the 2025-2026 financial year is maintained at the mid-year revised figure of 983 billion. Total expenditure. Mr. Speaker, sir, total mid-year revised expenditure provision for the 2025-2026 financial year is estimated at 8.589 trillion and is expected to close at 8.431 trillion, representing an under expenditure, or I should say an improvement of 1.8% on account of implementation of expenditure control measures. And this performance and the underperformance in the project implementation that was also introduced during the mid-year budget review. This expenditure comprises of 6.668 trillion in recurrent expenditure and 1.763 trillion is estimated to close at 1.691 trillion, and public debt payments at 2.328 trillion, and use of goods and services at 1.450 trillion, grants to other government units at 545.2 billion, social benefits at 607.7 billion, and other expenses at 45.7 billion. Fiscal deficit. Mr. Speaker, sir, The fiscal deficit for the 2025-2026 financial year is estimated at 2.903 trillion, which is a slight drop from the revised mid-year projection of 3.128 trillion, representing a 7.2% reduction in fiscal deficit. This drop, Mr. Speaker, sir, is as a result of the decrease in expenditure coupled with an increase in revenue. Progress on the 2025-2026 mid-year budget review reforms. Mr. Speaker, sir, I now wish to report that the reform measures announced during the mid-year budget review statement were not merely a policy pronouncement, but have been translated into concrete actions. Allow me to highlight some of the achievements made to date. Food situation. Mr. Speaker, sir, the 2025 National Food Balance Sheet revealed that the country's maize supply was estimated at 2.7 million metric tons, against a national requirement of 3.72 metric tons, resulting in a deficit of 1.02 million metric tons. Mr. Speaker, sir, as at February 2026, the strategic grain reserves stand at 81,576.75 metric tons, representing a nation's maize stocks held for food security and market stabilization purposes. To date, the government has successfully procured, or should say, delivered to NFRA about 58,029 metric tons out of the 103 tons that we have bought from Zambia. And this comprises 42,200 metric tons imported from Zambia and 15,829 metric tons sourced from local farmers. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to report that the maize market has seen significant reduction in prices. Where a 50 kg bag is now selling between 38 and 48 from around 100,000. Thereby enhancing affordability and access to Malawians even during the rain period, and this has averted the hunger situation in the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to report to this August House that the promise that Kutamoyo, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika made to Malawians, that no one should die of hunger and that no one should die of eating kiteze or nyika, has been achieved. Mr. Speaker, sir, our president delivers what he promises, and he promises what he can deliver. Farm Input Subsidy Program, FISIP. Mr. Speaker, sir, the government successfully increased the number of beneficiaries under Farm Input Subsidy Program from 528,000 to 1,100,000 households. As we speak, Mr. Speaker, sir, over 75% of the targeted beneficiaries under this year's FISIP have successfully redeemed their inputs, despite the delay in the start of the program following the September 2025 general election, compared to 45% same time last year. This signals a marked significant progress in the management of FISIP, pension arrears and gratuities. Mr. Speaker, sir, government has made substantial progress in reducing normal and deaf gratuities for retired and deceased civil servants, respectively, following an additional 196 billion approved in the 2025-2026 immediate budget. As a result, it is expected that by end of March 2026, about 11,000 retirees will receive their terminal benefits, representing approximately 92% from the NDA target of 12,000. This means, Mr. Speaker, sir, the waiting period for pensions and gratuities will be substantially reduced to 3 months from the previous average of 36 months. Mr. Speaker, sir, we all know that our pensioners were suffering. They were turned into beggars, but Professor Tapita Mutharika made sure that we have to provide resources so that they are paid in good time. Mr. Speaker, sir, now let me turn to free public primary and secondary school education. Mr. Speaker, sir, this administration of Professor Tapita Mutharika has introduced free public primary and secondary school effective 1st January 2026. As a result of this transformative reform, parents and guardians are not paying general purpose, MANEB, and identity card fees in public primary schools. In addition, parents and guardians are not paying development fees, tuition fees, and MANEB fees in public secondary schools. This reform has significantly increased enrollment levels, and it is expected to reduce school dropout rates, thereby increasing human capital development for the nation. Resuscitation of the automatic pricing mechanism, APM. Mr. Speaker, sir, government has resuscitated the use of automatic pricing mechanism for fuel to ensure cost-reflective fuel pump prices and reduce losses incurred by fuel importers and the price stabilization fund. As a result, there is increased availability and accessibility of fuel in the country, and that there are no fuel queues, as has been the case the past few years. Revenue measures. Mr. Speaker, sir, government has commenced implementation of the revenue measures announced in the 2025-2026 immediate budget statement. I am pleased to report that the VAT adjustments, levy on transaction and pay are in full effect. In this regard, Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to clarify that withholding tax on rental income is not a new tax. It has long existed under the 4th schedule of the Taxation Act. As such, the mid-year budget announcement was just intended to strengthen enforcement by the Malawi Revenue Authority. I therefore call upon all Malawians to support this initiative as part of our efforts to restore the Malawian economy. Expenditure control measures. Mr. Speaker, sir, a number of expenditure control measures and reforms were introduced in the 2025-2026 mid-year budget review. This was done to reduce expenditure on travel-related budget lines and the fiscal deficit. I therefore would like to report that to the end of this fiscal year, expenditure is projected to go down by about 158 billion. Key achievements in the 2025-2026 fiscal year. Agriculture, tourism, and mining. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the agriculture sector, government has registered significant progress in irrigation developments under the Shire Valley Transformation Project, including expansion of irrigation schemes covering 4,194 hectares. In addition, matching grants were provided to farmers' cooperatives under Agriculture Commercialization, Agricom, and the Malawi Watershed Services Improvement Project. In the tourism sector, Mr. Speaker, sir, government revised the 1968 Tourism Act and facilitated the establishment of the Malawi Tourism Authority. This was complemented by continued implementation of the National Tourism Investment Master Plan. The plan comprises of 103 projects focusing on strategic infrastructure developments across the country in order to boost the sector. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the mining sector, key achievements include the recommissioning of NGAKHALE uranium mine in Karonga under a new mining development agreement with Lotus Resources Limited. Government is also developing mining regulations to operationalize the raw mineral export ban, and targeted research was undertaken on agro-minerals, industrial minerals, and offshore oil and gas exploration in partnership with Press Trust Malawi and Africa Fortesa Limited. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the transport sector, the government has strengthened connectivity by significantly progressing works on the M1 road between Lilongwe and Chiweta, with 155 kilometers surfaced and opened to traffic. In addition, government has also constructed 30 kilometers of the Lakeshore Road and has also completed key city roads to improve traffic flow and safety. Furthermore, government has also completed the rehabilitation of Nkaya Kanengo railway section, which has enabled resumption of the train services. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the energy sector, government has also significantly expanded electricity access across the country. Through Malawi Rural Electrification Program, MAREP, and the Malawi Electricity Access Project, MEP, over 186,000 households have been connected to power. In addition, a 60 kilowatt peak solar-powered mini-grid has been commissioned at Mwansambo in Ncheu district, further advancing inclusive and sustainable energy access. Mr. Speaker, sir, negotiation for financing of Mpatamanga hydro power project are at an advanced stage. Mr. Speaker, sir, to enhance local governance and ensure people-centered development, government has completed over 700 development projects under the World Bank-funded Governance to Enable Service Delivery Project, GESID, in key sectors such as health, education, and agriculture over the past few years. In addition, through government financing, the Choro District Council office has been completed, while works on Imberwa and Nzuzu civic offices are at an advanced stage. Further, 24 traditional authority houses have been completed, with 31 more currently under construction. The health sector. Mr. Speaker, sir, despite the reduction in donor funding for the health sector, government recruited 5,992 health workers and promoted 898 health workers. Out of these, 4,250 were recruited with support from the Global Fund, and 1,742 workers with support from government. In addition, Mr. Speaker, sir, government also completed the following projects in the health sector. 1, construction of radiotherapy bunkers at the National Cancer Center, and the completion of infectious disease unit at Queen Elizabeth Hospital, the pediatric eye clinic at Nzuzu Central Hospital, and the construction of Kwisa and the Chiponde health centers in Baraka and Lilongwe, respectively. Education. Mr. Speaker, sir, government has made notable progress in the education sector, including the completion of 2,150 classrooms and 321 sanitary blocks to improve learning conditions. Progress has also been registered in a number of projects in the public universities, including the construction of a 400 student capacity training facility for tourism and the hospitality management at Nzuzu University and the University of Malawi Administration Complex. Let me now move, Mr. Speaker, sir, to the 2026-2027 year budget. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to outline the macroeconomic assumption underlying the 2026-2027 budget. Mr. Speaker, sir, the following are the macroeconomic assumptions that have been used in formulating the 2026-2027 proposed national budget. The macroeconomic assumptions are as follows: fiscalized GDP growth rate of 4.1%, NDA inflation, NDA for the 2026-2027 at 15%, nominal GDP of 31.5 trillion, and a policy rate of 18% from the. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm also on to report that our assumption for this budget on the policy rate is at 18% compared to the current 26%. Key policy objectives of the 2026-2027 budget. Mr. Speaker, sir, the 2026-2027 budget estimates have been formulated on the basis of the following key policy objectives. 1, to reduce fiscal deficit from the 11.9% to about 9% of GDP, consequently reducing government borrowing and debt. This will be achieved by implementing revenue enhancement and expenditure control measures. 2, to create fiscal space through debt restructuring. 3, to prioritize allocation of resources to key productive sectors of the economy, such as agriculture, tourism, mining, manufacturing, and small and medium enterprises. 4, to enhance export promotion and import substitution strategies so as to improve generation of foreign exchange and boosting the country's balance of payments position. 5, to undertake accelerated fiscal decentralization by providing significant resources to local councils through the reformed Constituency Development Fund. And lastly, number 6, to strengthen fiscal discipline through performance-based disbursement of resources for projects and all key government programs. Total revenue and grants. Mr. Speaker, sir, the total revenue and grants are expected at 8.126 trillion, which is 25.8% of GDP. And this represents an increase of revenue of 48.8% from the 2025-26 revised figure of 5.461 trillion. And domestic revenue is projected at 6.454 trillion, which is 20.5% of GDP. Mr. Speaker, sir, this represents an increase of 44.1% from the 2021 and 2025-2026 media revised figure of 4.478. This is on account of revenue enhancement measures coupled with automation of non-tax revenues and the revision of user fees and charges. Mr. Speaker, sir, tax revenue is also estimated at 6.203 trillion, which is 19.7% of GDP, representing an increase of 43.3% from the 2025-2026 media revised figure of 4.328 trillion. This growth is largely on account of revenue enhancement measures introduced at the mid-year. Specifically, growth is expected mainly in the taxes on income and profits, taxation on goods and services, and taxes on international trade. Non-tax revenue is also projected at 250.5 billion, representing an increase of 67.6% from the mid-year revised figure of 149.5 billion. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is on account of review of user fees and charges, automation, and the expected increase in dividend and surpluses. Mr. Speaker, sir, grants from international organizations and foreign governments are projected at 1.672 trillion, representing an increase of 70.1% from the current 2025-2026 revised figure of 983 billion. This increase is mainly on account of projected disbursements from the international organizations. Total expenditure for the year 2026-2027. Mr. Speaker, sir, the 2026-2027 total expenditure is estimated at 10.978 trillion, which is 34% of GDP, representing an increase of 27.8% from the 2025-2026 mid-year revised figure of 8.589 trillion. This increase, Mr. Speaker, sir, emanates from the legacy commitment of the previous regime, statutory expenditures and development expenditures. This notwithstanding, the expected deficit in GDP ratio will improve to 9% from the 11% in the 2025-2026 budget. Mr. Speaker, sir, total expenditure comprises of 7.581 trillion recurring expenditure and 3.397 trillion development expenditure, representing 69.1% and 30.9% respectively. Within the recurrent expenditure, total statutory expenditure consisting of wages and salaries, public debt, interest, pensions and gratuities, and other statutory expenses is projected at 5.092 trillion. And this represents 78.9% of domestic revenues, which is a drop from 97.5% in 2025-2026 financial year. Key highlights for the 2026-2027 budget. Wages and salaries. Mr. Speaker, sir, wages and salaries are projected to increase to 1.923 trillion from the 2025 mid-year revised figure of 1.631 trillion, translating to an increase of 288 billion. This increase, Mr. Speaker, sir, has taken into account the current personnel on the ground, salary adjustments, and prioritized recruitments in key sectors like education and health. Pensions and gratuities. Mr. Speaker, sir, pensions and gratuities have been allocated 296 billion in the 2026-2027 budget. This provision will ensure that pensioners are paid timely on a monthly basis, and the backlog of payments for gratuities continues to drastically reduce. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is, as I've said earlier, this government is targeting to reducing the waiting period for receiving gratuities to at least 3 months. Public debt interest. Mr. Speaker, sir, public debt interest is projected at 2.793 trillion, representing an increase of 22.9% from the 2025-2026 mid-year revised figure of 2.272 trillion, largely on account of past commitments. And with the ongoing external and domestic debt restructuring, government expects further reduction in the public interest payments. Use of goods and services, ORT. Mr. Speaker, sir, use of goods and services is projected at 1.503 trillion, representing a reduction of 0.3% from 2025-2026 mid-year revised provision of 1.50 trillion. This is mainly on account of one-off expenditure on tripartite elections, logistics for the procurement of maize from Zambia, and reallocation of irrigation and development resources from other recurrent transactions to the development budget. Grants to other general government units. Mr. Speaker, sir, The total allocation for grants to other general government units stands at 8.67.8 billion, representing an increase of 59.9% from the 2025-2026 mid-year revised provision of 542.8 billion. This increase is mainly on account of the resumption of the road levy remittances to Road Fund Administration, transfers to Malawi Revenue Authority based on upward adjustment of revenue projection, and transfers to subvented organizations, including public universities. Mr. Speaker, sir, one of the allocations within subvented organizations is 4 billion under the Small and Medium Enterprise Development Corporation for the expansion of local production of uniforms for security institutions such as boots to reduce demand for foreign exchange. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is worth noting that other strategic allocations under the subvented organization are as follows: 2 billion for the Youth Innovation Fund under the National Youth Council of Malawi, the 1.1 billion for assembling laptops and tablets under the Malawi University of Science and Technology, and 3 billion for the agriculture machinery production under the Malawi University of Business and Applied Sciences. Now let me turn to key allocations and development projects. Allocation to agriculture, tourism, mining, and manufacturing, the 4 key sectors. Mr. Speaker, sir, government continues to prioritize these key productive sectors of agriculture, tourism, mining, and manufacturing because of their potential to stimulate socio-economic growth and the development of the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, the 2026-2027 budget has allocated a total of 1.334 trillion towards these key sectors, representing 12.2% of the total budget. Agriculture sector. Mr. Speaker, sir, resources amounting to 931.1 billion have been allocated to this sector in the 2026-2027 budget. Of this amount, 111.45 billion is earmarked for fertilizer input subsidy program for the 2026-2027 growing season. In order to reduce the price of seed, Mr. Speaker, sir, and also to save foreign exchange and increase availability, 11.3 billion has been allocated for maize seed to be produced and purchased locally. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is the intention of government to ensure that the strategic grain reserves are replenished to the full capacity to achieve national food self-sufficiency. In this regard, 60 billion has been allocated in the 2026-27 budget for maize purchases. This allocation is over and above the 103,000 metric tons that has been bought from Zambia. In addition, resources amounting to 60 billion will also be allocated to ADIMAC for the purchase of commercial maize and other crops. Furthermore, an allocation of 26.7 billion has also been provided for the contract farming activities. Mr. Speaker, sir, to reduce the country's overdependence on rain-fed agriculture, resources amounting to 40 billion have been allocated for the National Irrigation Development Program. This is complementary to other initiatives, including the Shire Valley Transformation Project and Program for Rural Irrigation Development, with allocations of 241.1 billion and 3 billion, respectively. Mr. Speaker, sir, an allocation of 14 billion has also been made to various mega farmers' initiatives currently being undertaken by Malawi Prison Services, Lilongwe University of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Department of Fisheries, and the Malawi Defense Force. It is therefore, and of this amount, 6.4 billion is for completion of Chigumula site, and 1 billion is earmarked to kickstart works for Magwero, Malindi, and Dunduzu industrial parks. 5.4 billion has been allocated for industrial development, establishment of commodity exchange, market, and small-scale business development. 2.7 billion has also been allocated for the wildlife management and conservation. 4.6 billion for international tourism promotion, product development in Kasungu National Park, and development of public benches along with the shores of Lake Malawi. And 500 million has been allocated to facilitate designs and other preparatory works for Salima Integrated Tourism Resort, and it is government's plan to use resources under the CDF for the construction of the Likoma Activity Center. Energy and mining sector. Mr. Speaker, sir, in order to harness the potential of the mining industry and to create employment, earn foreign exchange, and develop infrastructure, a total of 352 billion has been allocated towards energy and mining sector. Mr. Speaker, sir, as you are aware, government established the Malawi Mining Company, MAMICO, whose mandate is to promote optimal development of the mining sector and maximize national revenue generation. This institution has been allocated resources amounting to 17 billion to kickstart their operations. Mr. Speaker, sir, with regard to the regulation of the sector, government established the Mining and Minerals Regulatory Authority, and an allocation of 5.6 billion has been provided to the authority to regulate mining industry and create an enabling environment for the sector to thrive. In addition, a total of 3.67 billion has also been allocated to geological services and mining services under the Ministry of Energy and Mining. Mr. Speaker, sir, in light of the fact that mining activities require a lot of energy, there are several interventions that government is pursuing in the energy sector to promote mining in particular, and other economic activities in general. To this effect, a total of 219.8 billion has been allocated towards the energy sector in the 2026-2027 budget. Transport and ICT infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, sir, now let me turn to the transport and ICT infrastructure sector. This has been allocated 664.4 billion in the 2026-2027 budget. These resources are both for operations and development projects in the sector, consisting of the Ministry of Transport and Public Works, Road Fund Administration, Road Authority, and the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology. Mr. Speaker, sir, with regards to the roads subsector, the policy continues to focus on completing the existing projects before contracting new ones. I'm also pleased to inform the August House that with the resumption of remittances for the road levy to the Road Fund Administration, it is expected that a lot of maintenance works on our roads will be done seamlessly. Mr. Speaker, sir, some of the notable projects under the sector include rehabilitation of M5 from Kapantenga, Mbenga, Dwangwa Road, continuation and rehabilitation works on a section of the M1 road from Kia Turnoff, Zimba Turnoff, Kacheche to Chiweta. The rehabilitation of Nsipeliwonde Zomba Road, the rehabilitation of Masasa Goromoti Monkey Bay Turnoff Road, rehabilitation of Mangochi Monkey Bay Cape Maclear Road. In addition, Mr. Speaker, sir, the following roads and bridges will be upgraded and rehabilitated. We have the Lirangwe, Chipini, Namatunu Machinga Road, Ncheu Sangano Neno Mwanza Road, Chimwanza Nambuma Road, Urumpi Nyika Turnoff to Chitipa, Dierat to Chikwawa Boma Road, Mwanga to Chitekesa Zanjo Road, Katuli Idris Road, Chilinga Nswamuma Road, Migowi Paloni Swangoma Road, Lilongwe City Bypass, that's Kaunda and Chendawaka. Mangochi Makanjira Road, Mangochi Chitipa Iromba Road, Karonga Songwe Road, Dezaboma Loop Road, Tuchira Bridge, and Nsanamanayuchi Road. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to highlight, Mr. Speaker, I need protection, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Order.
No. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to highlight that the above list is not exhaustive. I would like therefore to refer the August House to document number 6. So please, I want to take note of this. Document number 6 for more details of the portfolio of roads and bridges that will be constructed. It was impossible, Mr. Speaker, sir, to outline all the roads that we're going to do in this. Let me move to aviation and rail. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the 2026-2027 fiscal year, government will rehabilitate the Bakiri Muluzi Airport, Kamuzu International Airport, and carry out preparatory works and designs for the new Nzuzu Airport. We are also going to expedite the signing of a memorandum of understanding for the Nakala Rail Corridor. We are also going to carry out advanced works for the Kanengo-Nchinchi railway line and also commence feasibility and designs for rail expansion from the central to the northern region. And I'm also pleased to report to this August House that the Chinese government has expressed interest to finance this project. They want the railway line to start from central region up to Chirumba, because they want to open up the northern corridor. Marine and water transport. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, in the 2026-2027 financial year, this government will complete construction of the Likoma port and rehabilitate and upgrade the Chipoka port as well. Allocation to social sectors. Allocation to social sectors. Mr. Speaker, sir, investing in human capital development is critical for socio-economic growth and transformation of our country. A healthy and skilled workforce is more productive and efficient, thereby positively contributing to the growth, development, and resilience of the economy. It is for this reason, Mr. Speaker, sir, that a total of allocation of 2.7 trillion has been provided towards the human capital development pillar of MIP1 or MIP1, education and skills development. Mr. Speaker, sir, a total of 1.28 trillion has been allocated to the education sector, representing 11.7% of the total budget. To increase equitable access to education and provide a fair chance to access knowledge to all the peoples regardless of their socio-economic background, government introduced free primary education, as I've said, and secondary school, effective 1st January 2026, as alluded to above. Mr. Speaker, sir, the 2026-2027 budget has therefore ring-fenced resources amounting to 47.6 billion for this purpose. Of this amount, 31.7 billion is for free secondary school education, to cater for development fees, and 15.9 billion, let me take this again, 15.9 billion is for free primary education to cater for general purpose fees as well as managed fees. Mr. Speaker, sir, a total of 11.3 billion has also been allocated to the budget to cater for free examination and students' identity cards. Mr. Speaker, sir, an allocation of 11 billion has been provided for teaching and learning materials in both primary and secondary schools. This represents 122% increase from the 2025-2026 revised provision of 4.96 billion. In addition, a total of 45.7 billion has been allocated to the operations of secondary schools and teacher training colleges in the amounts of 31.4 billion and 14.3 billion, respectively. Mr. Speaker, sir, I also wish to report to this August House that government has allocated resources amounting to 234.3 billion to the country's 6 public universities. These resources are broken down as follows: 171.97 billion for operations, 45.2 billion for development projects, and 17.1 billion for repayment of service gratuity loans. It is government's intention that public universities should not predominantly rely on government subvention. To this effect, Mr. Speaker, sir, after thorough consultation with various stakeholders, students with capacity to pay and those coming from private secondary school who are capable to pay will be required to pay cost-reflective fees, so that students' loan subsidies should only be provided to those who can afford, who cannot afford. I think I need to take this because it's very important. To this effect, after thorough consultation with stakeholders, students with capacity to pay will be required to pay cost-reflective fees, so that students' loan subsidies should only be provided to those who cannot afford. To achieve this, all university management are directed to categorize those students who can afford from those who can afford from those who cannot. Mr. Speaker, sir, the 2026-2027 budget has also set aside amounting to 42 billion. Mr. Speaker, sir, I need protection from the front row here.
Honorable Whip, please control your front line.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
Let's have order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the 2026-2027 budget has also set aside resources amounting to 42 billion for students' loans and upkeep allowances to cater for 40,000 students in public universities, as announced in the SONA by His Excellency the President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika. Mr. Speaker, sir, to provide the requisite job skills and make our graduates employable and ready and competent for absorption into the job market, there is a provision of 4.5 billion for graduate internship program. Additionally, resources amounting to 3 billion have also been allocated to prioritize completion of community technical colleges. Health sector. Mr. Speaker, sir, a total of 1.02 trillion has been allocated to the health sector, representing 9.2% of the total budget. Of this amount, 108.3 billion has been set aside for procurement of medicines and medical supplies, representing a 13.1% increase from the 2025-2026 revised provision of 95.8 billion. This allocation is in the amounts of 58.3 billion and 50 billion for central hospitals and district hospitals, respectively, And this allocation, Mr. Speaker, sir, is an addition to the support that we're also receiving from donor partners. What I'm reporting here is what government will spend, but there are more resources that are coming from donor partners. Mr. Speaker, sir, as you are aware, central and district hospitals, or Central Medical Stores Trust, CMST, outstanding payments for the medicines and the medical supplies drawn down from the trust in the previous financial years. Government has therefore allocated 20 billion as part payment of these arrears. This will ensure consistent supply of medicines in our hospitals. Mr. Speaker, sir, a total of 65.7 billion has been allocated for operations of the central hospitals and the procurement and the maintenance of medical equipment in these hospitals. This represents an increase of 34.4% from the 2025-2026 revised provision of 48.9 billion. Mr. Speaker, sir, resources amounting to 25.3 billion have been earmarked for the operations of these hospitals. This represents a 10% increase from the previous 2025-2026 revised amount of 23 billion. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm also pleased to report that the Malawi government has secured financing amounting to 744 million from the government of the United States of America. These resources are aimed at strengthening health systems and combating TB, malaria, HIV, and AIDS, and other infectious diseases. Mr. Speaker, sir, in order to address the challenges in renal ailments and treatment, 3 billion has been allocated for the establishment of dialysis centers. And this will be done in a phased approach, starting from Mzuzu Central Hospitals. And other notable allocations in the sector include 11 billion for blood transfusion services, of which 5 billion is for central hospitals and 6 billion is for district hospitals. 3 billion for referral medical cases abroad, 1 billion for procurement of ambulances, and 1 billion for ART co-financing with the Global Fund. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is also evidently clear that there are a lot of areas that require financial support to achieve universal health coverage through improving access and quality of health care service to all Malawians. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is therefore important for government to come up with innovative means of mobilizing and pooling resources to this sector to strengthen its service delivery. In this regard, Mr. Speaker, sir, government has introduced paying wards in all the central and district hospitals so that people that can afford to pay for health care services should do so, thereby subsidizing those that are unable to pay. Mr. Speaker, sir, regarding health care infrastructure, government will commence construction of Blantyre and Chikwawa district hospitals in the year 2026-2027 financial year, with financing from both government and development partners. Social protection. Mr. Speaker, sir, government will continue to mitigate against the negative impact of economic downturn and price escalations on the poor and the vulnerable groups. In this regard, various interventions have been put in place to safeguard the underprivileged sections of the society, and some of these interventions are as follows. 1, distribution of relief meals to households that have been severely affected by drought and hunger, consistent with the recent Malawi Vulnerability Assessment Committee report. 2, allocation of 7 billion for the social cash transfer program, representing an increase of 58.6% from the 2025-2026 revised provision of 4.4 billion. This has been done with the intention to progressively increase coverage to four additional districts, namely Mwanza, Neno, Chisi, and Kota, with collaboration from our development partners. And 3, allocation of 2 billion for the Disability Trust Fund. Out of this Disability Fund, 250 million has been earmarked for grants to persons with disabilities, and an additional 1 billion has been allocated to National Children's Commission to promote the rights and the welfare of children. Development expenditure. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I've outlined in the introductory remarks, that this budget, the 2026 budget, is for development. And we'll make sure that most of the resources that we collect, they need to go to development as opposed to consumption. Therefore, in the 2026-2027 budget, a total development expenditure is projected at 3.397 trillion, representing an increase of 76.4% from the total 2025-26 mid-year revised provision of 1.926 trillion. Out of this amount, Mr. Speaker, sir, 2.034 trillion is for foreign finance projects, and 1.363 trillion is for domestic finance projects. Mr. Speaker, sir, the projected total development expenditure of the 3.397 trillion represents 30.9% of the total estimated expenditure. This is unprecedented. All this is because of Nkukuta Moyo, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika. This is a significant improvement compared to the 2025-2026 budget, which had only allocated 20.9%. Mr. Speaker, sir, let me invite honorable members to refer to the budget document number 6 and all other budget documents that provide more details on these projects being implemented by the central government throughout the country. There are so many. Let me now go to the Reformed Constituency Development Fund. Mr. Speaker, sir, as this August House is aware, one of the key commitments of this administration is to provide people-centered and community-driven development through enhanced governance systems and performance-based financing. In fulfillment of this commitment, Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm pleased to inform the nation that starting from 1st April 2026, government will introduce the Reformed Constituency Development Fund with a total allocation of 1.145 trillion, translating to 5 billion per constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm aware that there are some doubting Thomases, but I want to assure you that the government of Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, this will be done, and make sure that Malawians have to enjoy development in the rural areas. In view of this development, Mr. Speaker, sir, various projects that were initially implemented by the central ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs, have been devolved to the local councils. Consequently, the 2026-2027 budget for central MDAs will not reflect in the allocation to these projects. However, it must be noted, Mr. Speaker, sir, that some of the projects will remain with central government solely for the purpose of clearing outstanding certificates, that have already been submitted to my ministry. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm pleased to inform the August House that the... Can I still be protected, Mr. Speaker, sir? Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm pleased to inform this August House that CDF guidelines are almost finalized, and that final consultation.
Order.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
Order. Members, let us hear the Minister of Finance in silence.
Mr. Speaker,
Kasina, you keep walking around, and I don't think your own members appreciate you walking in front of them every now and then. Please limit your gallivanting. Thank you, Honorable Minister of Finance. Please continue.
I just wanted to say that these guidelines will be finalized soon, and we'll make sure that this August House, as soon as possible, I'm saying as soon as possible, that we together and finalize these guidelines, so that the aim of Professor Tamtarika is that come 1st April, these guidelines have to be in place. Local currency bond finance projects. Please, it's very important. Local currency bond finance projects. Mr. Speaker, sir, considering that financing from the budget is constrained for a number of reasons, this government was to introduce innovative ways of raising money to do our development projects. Mr. Speaker, sir, in order to expedite completion of targeted projects on special financing instruments called the development bond will be issued to allow some projects to draw resources for their ongoing works. A total of 78 billion is earmarked for the purpose of targeting the following ones. We have the construction of Mombera University, construction of 10,000 houses for security institutions, construction of Korongo multipurpose dam for Mponera town, construction and rehabilitation of Limbe Bangula Naka railway section, rehabilitation of Kampantenga Dwangwa road, finalization of Tabwa Mona Fatima road, upgrading of Chitipa Ilomba road, as mentioned earlier, and also construction of Chisi Malomo road. Mr. Speaker, sir, the 2026-2027 fiscal budget is projected at 2.852 trillion, which is 9% of GDP. This is 8.8% improvement when compared to the 2025-2026 media revised fiscal deficit of 11.9%, confirming the new administration's commitment to fiscal consolidation and macroeconomic stability. Public sector reforms. Public finance management. Mr. Speaker, sir, in order to enhance efficiency and effectiveness of public procurement and disposal operations in all procurement and disposal entities, PDEs, the use of Malawi Electronic Procurement System, MANEPS, will be mandatory, effective 1st April 2026. As such, all government MDAs are requested to procure goods and services through this system. Mr. Speaker, sir, in order to evaluate the extent of public finance management systems, government will undertake public expenditure and financial accountability assessment, PEFA. The results of this assessment will inform the midterm review of public finance management reform strategy. Mr. Speaker, sir, in order to strengthen transparency and accountability in the use of public funds, government will establish audit committees in all ministries, departments and agencies in accordance with the Public Finance Management Act of 2022. The audit committees will oversee and provide advice on systems and practices for governance and risk management, compliance with the laws, policies and standards of ethical conduct, fraud prevention, and ensure recurring audit issues are addressed. Administrative measures. Mr. Speaker, sir, in order to achieve the 2026-2027 budget objectives, all the austerity measures announced by government in November 2025 will continue to be in force as follows. I'm repeating this because some people thought that by the end of the year, it means everything will stop. So the measures are as follows. Procurement of motor vehicles. Government has put a moratorium on procurement of new vehicles and high-value assets until further notice. 2, recruitments. Recruitments have been suspended, including non-established posts, until further notice. Recruitment in essential and critical government services will be considered. This is Ministry of Health and Ministry of Education. Promotions. Promotion of officers from grade F and below will require prior authority from Treasury and the Department of Human Resources Management and the Development. Let me take that again. Promotion of officers from grade F and below will require prior authority from Treasury and Department of Human Resources Management and Development, DHRMD, to verify availability of funds, and promotions made without this approval will be rendered invalid. Payroll. All controlling officers are being reminded to personally verify and approve all payroll submissions made to the Department of Human Resources Management and Development, DHRMD. Meetings. Ministries and departments and agencies, MDAs, are encouraged to hold physical meetings within their office premises and conduct virtual meetings, conferences, workshops, board meetings, interviews, shortlisting exercises, procurement negotiations, and any other activity in order to save resources on travel. External travel. External travel. Government will limit external travel and size of delegations to save foreign exchange. All controlling officers and senior management of state-owned enterprises shall seek approval for any external travel from the Chief Secretary, and in case of fully funded trips by development partners, there shall be no top-up allowances towards such travel. Procurement. Procurement. According to the Public Finance Management Act 2022, it is illegal to commit government where there are no resources. Accordingly, all MDAs will be required to procure goods and services based on the quarterly allotments provided by Treasury. Suppliers will be required to supply their goods and services only when they have received an IFNIS generated local purchase order, and all goods and services supplied without a system generated LPO will not be paid by government. Extra-budgetary requests. Extra-budgetary requests are not allowed and shall not be entertained by Treasury, except on special cases and therefore MDA's expenditures will be restricted to the approved budget provision. Fuel entitlement. Fuel entitlement for public officers, including ministers, deputy ministers, and senior government officials, shall be reduced by 30%. Mineral contracts. Government will review all mining licenses and contracts. Any mining license which has been idle for more than 5 years shall be revoked. Staff in embassies. Government will reduce the number of embassies and staff, and each embassy shall not have more than 5 officials, including the ambassador and the high commissioner. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish also to reiterate that no MDA should enter into a contract seeking engineering, procurement, construction, that's EPC, and financial modeling services without the prior approval from and government. And further, I wish also to Chief Executive Officer should sign a contract binding government without scrutiny and written approval from Treasury. And also from the Ministry of Justice, Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Access Authority, PBDA, and also Government Contracting Unit. No controlling officer, government officer, or chief executive should commit government through assignment of posts, agreements with banks, or any other financial institution on behalf of suppliers, contractors, or service providers. All projects and contracts must be executed within the agreed time frame and budget. No cost and time extension shall be allowed except on special cases where such extensions shall be at no cost to avoid budgetary overruns. Controlling officers and chief executive officers must ensure that relevant financial rules and regulations are strictly adhered to during project implementation, initiation, execution, and closure to avoid declaration of misprocurement and ineligible expenditures. And government guarantees and consents shall only be issued on special case and where there are no recourse to government resources. Let me repeat, government guarantees and consents shall only be issued on special cases and where there is no recourse to government resources. Mr. Speaker, sir, government has also put in place additional measures in order to contain expenditure as follows. Government will review the operations of the subvented organization and state-owned enterprises with a view to streamline their activities, merge or close them where deemed necessary. Security institutions shall be supported to produce various crops, such as maize and legumes, to supplement rational provision and thereby reducing on their expenses on food. Mr. Speaker, sir, to minimize demand on foreign exchange, the following measures will be pursued. Subscription to international organizations that various MDAs are affiliated to is being reviewed to ensure that only strategic organizations are prioritized and that encourage local production of uniforms for security institutions in order to boost local manufacturing and also to boost Buy Malawi. On monetary policy, Mr. Speaker, sir, government will work with financing institutions to bring down interest rates and to reduce the spread between the lending and deposit rates in order to allow the private sector to access credits at an affordable rate. Foreign exchange management. Mr. Speaker, sir, regarding foreign exchange management, government has put in place strict measures to safeguard foreign exchange and ensure that it is channeled to the formal system. To curb illegal externalization of forex, the bank, this is the Reserve Bank of Malawi, in collaboration with law enforcement agencies, including Malawi Revenue Authority, Financial Intelligence Authority, and Fiscal Police have stepped up investigation on suspicious transactions and prosecution of such cases. Mr. Speaker, sir, the bank will also regulate money transfer agencies and operators to mitigate foreign exchange leakage and prevent exchange rate exploitation. In addition, the licensing regime for authorized dealers has also been enhanced to a robust 2-year renewable license issued on the basis of strict compliance requirements. Other reforms, structured markets. Mr. Speaker, sir, government in the year 2026-2027 budget will establish a national commodity exchange market to provide structured and transparent markets for our key commodities. The commodity exchange will not only serve agriculture, it will also apply to the mining sector and other strategic commodities. Repatriation of export process. Mr. Speaker, sir, foreign exchange regulations are currently under review to improve market functioning and supply. Strategic imports are prioritized to sustain production and essential services. The Reserve Bank of Malawi is closely monitoring repatriation of export process through enforcement of CD1 forms. Further, the mandatory repatriation period for export process has been reduced from 120 days to 90 days in order to enhance market liquidity. Revenue and administrative measures. Mr. Speaker, sir, the revenue policy and administrative measures I now present are now designed to strengthen domestic resource mobilization, protect local industries, promote import substitution, and enhance tax administration efficiency. Mr. Speaker, sir, my ministry had extensive engagements with the private sector representatives, professional bodies, civil society organizations, and development partners, and written submissions were also received from companies and private sector citizens proposing reforms to improve efficiency and fairness of our tax system. The contributions provided have enriched this budget. I therefore would like to thank all those that contributed their ideas towards the budget of these revenue measures. Tax measures for the 2026-2027 budget. Mr. Speaker, sir, the customs and excise tax measures that I am about to announce today will become effective midnight tonight. While the taxation and value-added tax measures will take effect from 1st April 2026, subject to the approval of the bills by this August House and subsequent assent by His Excellency the State President. Customs and excise tax measures. Customs and excise tax measures. Mr. Speaker, sir, recognizing the important role that community technical colleges play in equipping the youth in our rural areas with vocational and technical skills, government has removed import duties on taxes for essential teaching and learning equipment used specifically for technical colleges. These include sewing machines, plumbing tools, welding machines, and essential accessories, and also electrical installation tools. This measure will strengthen skills development and enhance youth employability and economic development. Mr. Speaker, sir, in a move to support persons with disabilities, government will remove taxes on supportive devices and equipment that covers all forms of disabilities. These include motor vehicles specially adapted for persons with disabilities, prosthetic limbs, hearing aids, and other specialized support equipment. This measure promotes inclusivity and equal participation in economic and social activities. Mr. Speaker, sir, Mr. Speaker, sir, government had previously issued a moratorium on motor vehicle clearance, allowing Kabaza operators to pay reduced import taxes to clear their motorcycles with Malawi Revenue Authority and register them with the Directorate of Road Traffic and Safety Services. That moratorium had expired, but I'm pleased to report to this August House that the government of Professor Tabtarika has observed that numerous motor vehicles remain unregistered, and accordingly, the government is going to extend this moratorium to an additional 6 months effective 1st April. I would like therefore to take this opportunity. I would like to take this opportunity to urge all Kabaza motorcycle operators that have not yet cleared their motorcycles with MRA and registered them with Road Traffic Directorate to make use of this 6 months moratorium period, noting that this is the second extension of the moratorium period. And in this regard, the window will be closed at the expiry of 6 months. Mr. Speaker, sir, to harmonize tax treatment for religious materials. Mr. Speaker, sir, to harmonize the tax treatment of religious materials that are ordinarily duty-free, government will remove, I know you expected an increase, is going to remove import taxes on Bibles, the Quran, and other religious audio materials. These items will now be imported duty-free under the customs procedure code 422. Can I still repeat on this one for the stakeholders out there? I'm saying that to harmonize the tax treatment of religious materials that are ordinarily duty-free, government will remove import taxes on Bibles, the Quran, and other religious audio materials. And these will be imported duty-free under the customs procedure code 422. Mr. Speaker, sir, to reduce the influx of products that are readily produced domestically, and to protect emerging local industries, government is introducing import surcharges on selected imported goods. This is done to promote import substitution. These include, amongst others, the list is a bit longer. These are to do with dress pottery, men's seed, eggs, sweets, biscuits, crispies, matches, toothpicks, vegetables, aluminum pots, diapers, mono cartons, treated electricity poles, plastic furniture, ball pens, and other specialized products. The full list of these materials is attached to my statement. I'm sure you're going to see it. Mr. Speaker, sir, government has also noted a growing influx of powdered soft drink flavors. Government has noted a growing influx of powdered soft drink flavors, typically packaged in sachets. People mix these powdered flavors with water to produce beverages, such as orange, lemon, and cola flavored drinks. To discourage their consumption, particularly due to potential negative health effects they bring to people, government is introducing an excise tax of 20% on these powdered drink flavors. Mr. Speaker, sir, in order also in order to ensure that export proceeds are repatriated back to Malawi especially on the export of sugar. Effective immediately, VAT will be applied on all sugar exports, but will be refunded. I sorry, I want to repeat this. It will be refunded upon proof of export process and by evidence of repatriation of export process to Malawi. This is to protect the preference because we are losing our sugar and the process were not coming. So to do so, we are saying, technically we are saying VAT will not be applicable, but it will be refunded upon proof of export supported by evidence of repatriation of export process to Malawi. Mr. Speaker, sir, in order to discourage the export of scrap metal, government is also introducing export duty on scrap metal. This measure addresses concerns related to vandalism of electricity cables, telecommunication infrastructure, railway and bridges. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the quest to strengthen local manufacturing and also to deepen value addition and advance the Buy Malawian strategy, all security agencies will henceforth be required to either make their own uniforms or procure their uniforms from local manufacturers. To support this initiative and ensure competitiveness and quality production, these institutions will be allowed or permitted to import on duty-free basis all raw materials used in the making of uniforms. Yes. Mr. Speaker, sir, also to support agricultural modernization and climate resilience farming, government also removing the import duties on greenhouses. This will enhance productivity and promote sustainable agricultural practices. Mr. Speaker, sir, in order to improve service delivery in the education and health sector, government is going to remove import duty on heavy-duty generators exceeding 75 kVA when imported by registered and licensed education institutions and hospitals. Mr. Speaker, sir, in order also to enhance domestic revenue collection, government is also introducing taxes on selected luxury goods. These are luxury goods, and these include expensive wristwatches, perfumes, necklaces, earrings, bangles, bracelets, cufflinks, and video game consoles. Mr. Speaker, sir, Mr. Speaker, sir, government is also increasing, please, I need to be heard in silence. Mr. Speaker, sir, government is also increasing the carbon tax payable by foreign registered motor vehicles, noting that the rates were last revised several years ago. This adjustment ensures alignment with government's environmental objectives associated with curbing carbon emissions into the atmosphere. Mr. Speaker, sir, government also introduced import duty on artificial flowers, excluding wreaths, which will continue to be imported duty-free. Mr. Speaker, sir, the August House is aware that currently fully electric motor vehicles and hybrid vehicles are exempt from import duty and excise tax. While this policy has supported the transition towards cleaner transport, government now seeks to further promote adoption of fully electric vehicles, which offer greater environmental and fuel efficiency benefits. In this regard, government will introduce an excise tax of 10% on hybrid, I repeat, hybrid motor vehicles with an engine capacity of 1,501 to 2,500 cc, and 20% on hybrid motor vehicles with an engine capacity of 2,501 and above. Mr. Speaker, sir, in line with the commercial principles of international trade, government through Malawi Revenue Authority approved some cross-border operations confirmed as secure and compliant taxpayers in order to enjoy the benefits of smooth and faster clearance of their goods through a scheme known as Authorized Economic Operators, AEO, In order to strengthen compliance and monitoring and ensure integrity of the scheme, government will also review the authorized economic operators regulations to also be in line with regional practice. Mr. Speaker, sir, finally, under the customs and excise tax measures, government will revive various administrative fees charged by Malawi Revenue Authority, including processing fees, escort fees, to ensure cost recovery and improved service delivery. Value-added tax measures. Mr. Speaker, sir, after thorough consultation with various stakeholders, government is raising the mandatory registration threshold for value-added tax from the current annual turnover of 25 million to 50 million. Further, businesses with an annual turnover below the new 50 million threshold will no longer be registered for VAT and will not be required, I repeat it on this one, they will not be required to operate under the EIS. This means that the smaller and medium enterprises, as well as the cross-border traders, will be excluded, or they will not use, or they will not be charged VAT, and they will not going to be on EIS. I'm saying this because I'm sure in the rest past, I think people misunderstood the EIS. The small and medium enterprises will not be involved will not register for the VAT, and the EIS will not be applicable. However, companies with an additional turnover exceeding 50 million will be obliged to register for VAT and comply with EIS requirements. This decision has been taken deliberately to ease compliance burden on small and medium enterprises and cross-border traders, while ensuring that businesses with sufficient capacity continue to operate within VAT and EIS framework. Mr. Speaker, sir, some international companies are providing services to Malawians over the internet and earning income from users in Malawi without being physically located in Malawi. Examples of these international companies include platforms such as Netflix, Facebook, YouTube, and others. Malawians are paying for these service providers to watch movies, listen to music, advertise products, download software or phone applications, and access many other digital services. However, these services currently do not attract VAT. Whereas if the same services are provided by local companies, VAT is charged. This is unfair. This creates an even playing field between foreign digital service providers and the local businesses. Thus, to capture the locally generated value by foreign companies that is presently escaping taxation, and to promote fairness and equity between digital and traditional business offering similar services, government is introducing VAT on digital services supplied by foreign companies. I will be presenting a bill on this, detailing how the tax will operate. Allow me to point out, Mr. Speaker, sir, that this tax is already applicable in our neighboring countries, including Zambia, Kenya, Uganda, and many others. Mr. Speaker, sir, government is also undertaking a review of VAT Act with regards to the list of exempt goods or individuals and institutions that import some goods duty-free to ensure that there is a proper balance between revenue needs and social consideration. I will be presenting a detailed bill highlighting these areas where we are making these adjustments. Mr. Speaker, sir, government is also harmonizing and realigning the period for claiming tax refunds under the VAT Act and the Tax Administration Act to 6 months to ensure consistency in tax administration and ensure clarity for taxpayers. Income tax measures. Mr. Speaker, sir, irrigation farming represents the future of agriculture in this country. If you are to achieve food self-sufficiency and significantly boost its agricultural sector, In recognition of this, government will allow construction of dams and other farm water infrastructure to be treated as deductible expense, similar to the provisions currently provided to rice and sugarcane farming. We believe this initiative will provide irrigation-based farming across a variety of crops, including the high-value crops such as macadamia, thereby enhancing productivity and sustainability in the sector. Mr. Speaker, sir, following a constructive engagement with various stakeholders in the gaming industry, stock market traders, and the banking and the telecommunication sectors, I am pleased to provide the following clarification and make targeted adjustments to certain taxes and levies to ensure fairness, efficiency, and alignment with the economic growth objectives. 1, with regard to motor vehicle insurance accident levy, which I announced in my 2025-26 mid-year budget statement, government is taking further steps to strengthen its administration. To that end, the responsibility of its collection will be aligned to the Malawi Revenue Authority. The necessary amendments will be made to the Taxation Act to give effect to the operation of this measure. 2, with regard to capital gains tax on the sale of listed shares, government has, following thorough consultation of key players in the financial and capital markets industry, resolved to simplify the current regime. In this regard, the existing capital gains tax on the disposal of listed shares will be replaced with a final withholding tax of 2% on the gross proceeds from the sale of such shares. This withholding tax will be deducted at source by the broker, the Malawi Stock Exchange, or any other person designated under the law. In addition, Mr. Speaker, sir, following extensive consultation with stakeholders in the gaming and lottery sector, including the regulator, Malawi Gaming and Lottery Authority, MAGLA, government has also resolved to reform the taxation of winnings in this sector. In order to simplify administration and enhance compliance, government will move away from taxing winnings and instead introduce a final withholding tax of 10% on wagered amount for casinos and 15% final withholding tax on withdrawals for lotteries and sports betting. On bank levy, the levy will not apply for transfers of government funds to and from the Reserve Bank of Malawi and commercial banks. Government is also further simplifying the administration of residential rental income by introducing a final withholding tax of 15%. However, rental income derived from commercial property will continue to be subject to withholding tax under the existing framework. No changes are being made in that regard. Mr. Speaker, sir, government is also introducing several administrative amendments to the Taxation Act to strengthen tax administration and compliance. These include providing electronic services of documents under Section 37 of the Taxation Administration Act, thereby modernizing communication between taxpayers and the tax authority. Secondly, we're also going to defining the mineral royalty period as 1 month under the 17th schedule to the Taxation Act, thereby ensuring clarity and consistency in administration. 3, clarifying that the bank or the money transfer levy is not an allowable deduction for income tax purposes. 4, introducing a provision under the Section 39, subsection 3 of the Taxation Administration Act, allowing transfer pricing audit to go back up to 9 years. And rewriting taxation of supernormal profit to profit, let me come again there, rewriting the taxation of a supernormal profit tax to improve also clarity, non-tax revenue measures. Mr. Speaker, sir, government is also undertaking a comprehensive review of all user fees, charges, fines, collected by various ministries, departments, and agencies. This exercise is aimed at improving service delivery in the public sector by ensuring that fees and charges are cost-reflective. Mr. Speaker, sir, in line with the directive by His Excellency, the State President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, we are automating most government functions, especially the collection of non-tax revenue. Our objective is to eliminate cash transactions across all MDAs to enhance transparency, reduce leakages, and improve accountability. Under this reform, Mr. Speaker, sir, payments for public services such as police fees and fines will only be made through mobile money. Our objective is to eliminate cash transactions across all MDAs, to enhance transparency, reduce leakages, and improve accountability. Under this reform, payments for public services such as police fees and fines will only be made through mobile money, bank transfers, visa payments, via point-of-sale machines, or direct bank deposits. This reform will be rolled out on 1st April 2026, and this. I'm glad that this issue was also actually proposed by police itself, because they know that we are losing money. And also I want to say that this reform will also extend to other ministries, departments, and agencies. Finally, on the tax measures, Mr. Speaker, sir, government will be undertaking a review of all concessions and treasury funds with a view to assess their effectiveness and value addition to the budget. Consequently, concessions and treasury orders for all non-performing treasury funds will be revoked. Conclusion. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to express my sincere appreciation to all Malawians for their constructive contributions throughout the budget formulation process. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to extend our sincere appreciation to the following cooperating partners for the support they continue to give to the Malawi government, starting with the World Bank, African Development Bank, the Flanders, International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, the Republic of Zimbabwe, India, the Kingdom of Morocco, Norway, Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, FCDO, of the United Kingdom, Japan, Ireland, Iceland, Switzerland, Korea, and also our private sector. Especially the financial institutions and the corporate organizations, starting with the First Capital Bank, First Discount House, Standard Bank, Press Corporation, National Bank, Eco Bank, Airtel Malawi, Nyasa Tobacco Company, and the Petroleum Importers Limited, Nico Group in partnership with NBS Bank for their unwavering support. Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would also like to recognize and commend the support by the private sector, particularly Pacific Limited, in rehabilitating boreholes covering every constituency in the country. I'm sure all MPs here, you know. I'm sure we all know MPs, we are all benefiting as we speak today. So I thought it is very important that it's very important that we need to recognize such support. And because of the rehabilitation of the boreholes, this has contributed to the improved access to safe and potable water. In addition, Mr. Speaker, sir, I also thank the International Monetary Fund for the continued support being provided to the country, and it is government's expectation that in the short to medium term, we'll negotiate and conclude a new program. I'm also pleased, Mr. Speaker, sir, to report that our negotiation, our discussion with the IMF and World Bank are moving smoothly. Mr. Speaker, sir, let me also appreciate the United Nations, European Union, United States of America for the support to the health sector, the Global Fund for the support to the health sector, the Federal Republic of Germany for the pledges made under the new bilateral government-to-government compact, the Saudi and Kuwait Fund for the commitment to finance the Blantyre District Hospital, and the Abu Dhabi Fund for the commitment to support the rehabilitation of the Bakiri Muluz International Airport. And furthermore, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would also like to express our profound appreciation to the People's Republic of China for the continued support and for the grant financing, which was announced yesterday, for the extension of the dualization of the Kanengo to Kamuzu International Airport, and also the digitalization of the government services. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is now my humble and humility that I beg to move. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Finance. Honorable members, let's take our seats. Let's give our Minister of Finance a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Well done, our minister. Honourable members, let me also commend honourable members sitting directly opposite me. There's members from UTM, members of UDF, and a lot of independents as well. You have always maintained order. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Speaker Musiani Tandindani.
Honourable members, before we adjourn, I have some announcements to make. First, the Zalintipe constituency is inviting all youth to a youth caucus after the meeting in the members' lounge, immediately after we adjourn. So youth, make sure that it's only the youth there. 35 below. If you are 40, you are not youth. Honourable members, as I said, before adjourning the House, I have a few announcements to make. Firstly, on the distribution of the budget documents, I wish to inform the House that the budget statement delivered by Honourable Minister of Finance, Economic Planning and Decentralization, and all other budget documents will be made available to all members electronically soon after I adjourn the House. The second announcement is on the proposed inquiry on the Chikangawa plane crash that occurred on 10th of June 2004, which claimed 2024, my apologies, which claimed the lives of the former Vice President of the Republic of Malawi, Right Honorable Dr. Saulos Klaus Chilima, and 8 others. Honorable members, you will recall that on Tuesday, 24th of February 2026, the Honorable Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, in responding to a question from the member Mwanza Central, Understanding Order 69, regarding the status of the review of reports on the investigation on the Chikangawa plane crash, he informed the House that His Excellency President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, directed that the National Assembly should conduct a fresh inquiry into the Chikangawa plane crash. After lengthy deliberations by the House on this matter, the First Deputy Speaker, who was in the chair, reserved his ruling on the matter and indicated that this would be done by my office later on. I now wish to inform the House that my office is putting in place all necessary arrangements for the National Assembly to conduct the inquiry. I will revert to this House not long from today to outline how this inquiry will be conducted. But let me assure the nation and the general public that the National Assembly has the capacity to conduct the inquiry in line with our constitutional mandate. In this regard, let me thank the President of this country, His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, for entrusting the National Assembly, being a house that represents all Malawians, to conduct a fresh inquiry into the Chikangawa plane crash. The third announcement is about cluster committees. Now that the 2026-2027 budget statement has been presented by the Honorable Minister of Finance, Economic Planning and Decentralization, the House will from next week break into cluster committees for a period of 10 working days to scrutinize the budget estimates in the committees in accordance with Standing Order 137, subsection 2. This will be done from 2nd to 14th March 2026. Chairpersons of the cluster committees should liaise with their committee clerks to ensure that stakeholders submit their presentations electronically and timely. There are 10 cluster committees as follows. Cluster number 1, Agriculture and Irrigation and Natural Resources and Climate Change, which will meet at Parliament Building in Ministerial Lounge. Cluster number 2, Health, will be meeting at Parliament Building in room 255. Cluster number 3, Social and Community Affairs and Local Authorities and Rural Development, will be meeting at Golden Peacock. Cluster number 4, International Relations and Defense and Security, will be meeting at Golden Peacock. Cluster number 5, Education, Science and Technology, which will be meeting at Golden Peacock. Cluster number 6, Transport and Public Infrastructure, which will be meeting at Golden Peacock. Cluster number 7, Public Accounts and Budget, will be meeting at Parliament Building in room 251. Cluster number 8, Legal Affairs and Government Assurances, will be meeting at Parliament Building in the Members' Lounge. Cluster number 9, Commissions, Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises and Public Appointments, will be meeting at Parliament Building in room 256. Cluster number 10, the last one, Industry, Trade and Tourism and Media and Communications, will be meeting at Golden Peacock. Furthermore, I wish to inform you, honorable members, that it has been usually the case in the past, each member is allocated to one cluster committee. The criteria used to allocate the members to cluster committees are as follows. 1, all members who belong to 2 committees have been allocated one cluster committee corresponding with either of their committees. However, this criterion does not apply to members of the Public Accounts Committee who belong to only one local committee. Number 2, as has always been the practice, all chairpersons and vice chairpersons have been allocated to cluster committees corresponding with the committees they chair. 3, all members of Health Committee who are not chairpersons and vice chairpersons of other committees have been allocated Cluster 2, which will address only health-related matters. Number 4, similarly, all members of Education Committee who are neither chairpersons nor vice chairpersons of other committees have been allocated to Cluster 5, which will handle only education, science, and technology-related issues. Number 5, additionally, all members of Transport Committee who are not chairpersons or vice chairpersons of other committees have been allocated to Cluster number 6, which will handle only matters related to transport and public infrastructure. And lastly, number 6, all members of the Public Accounts Committee have been allocated to Cluster number 7, which comprises the Public Accounts and the Budget Committees. This is the case because the Public Accounts members belong to only one local committee. The detailed information regarding membership and specific votes for each cluster will be circulated to members. Members may also wish to note that proceedings for some cluster committees will be beamed live on Parliament television. I therefore request all members to dedicatedly attend cluster committee meetings and ensure that your names are captured in the attendance registers. Failure to do so would mean that such members would be subjected to Standing Order 41, subsection 3, which states that a member who is absent without seeking leave of absence shall forfeit all allowances during the period of absence. The Secretariat has been directed to submit daily attendance for each cluster to my office for appropriate action. So members, I expect you to take these cluster committee meetings very seriously. In the same vein, please take note that myself and the deputy speakers will be moving around the clusters to appreciate progress being made and address any issues that may require the attention of my office. Honorable members, I thank you for your attention. Are we done? I now adjourn the House.
Osaiwala kupanga subscribe ku channel ya AMTV Malawi.